Please believe me when I tell you, everybody's journey is different. It's a really toxic thing to do to yourself. Why would you do that to yourself? That I'm a Barbie doll, that I should just give up and get married to somebody rich. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Eva and welcome back to Sunday Talks. This is the second episode of this series, and today I really wanted to touch on some topics that I don't think are discussed very often or at all in the world of music and classical music. This kind of content is, however, really popular on social media, and it's mostly regarding self-love, confidence, self-respect. The reason I want to talk about this is because these things really changed me, not only as a person, but as a musician as well. The way we feel about ourselves, our confidence, and our way of approaching life, approaching certain situations, can completely alter our success, our way of seeing life, and just mental health overall. I believe that so many things in our life is determined by the level of confidence that we have. You must have heard this phrase that 90% of life is confidence. First, I did not believe that, to be honest. Now I firmly believe that's really true. What I find really interesting about confidence is that you will never know if a person is confident or not. They can be pretending really easily. Now, if you just wish to be perceived by others as confident, you can first fake it until you make it. This is a really common sentence everybody's saying. But the thing I know works really well is to build self-trust first. So listen, I was really insecure in my high school, in my bachelor. Now, when I go back and think of why that was the case in that moment, I found this connection between the amount of work I did and the goals I set for myself to achieve, and I did achieve, and the ones I did not. So every time I had something that I wanted to achieve and I did respect myself enough to fulfill that, I was feeling confident. And every time that I was doing less than I knew that I could, I was not feeling confident. I know not everybody will agree with me on this one. I personally think that imposter syndrome and insecurities, they all come from lack of discipline. They come from the fact that we simply know that we could be doing more. We could be practicing more. We could be more dedicated. We could be waking up earlier, achieving things. We could be more organized. We could procrastinate less, or the list goes on. Over the last 3 years, I finally worked on myself the proper way. I dedicated a lot of time to improve not only my playing, but just the way I see myself and the way I react to other people, also judgment, and all of these things we're gonna talk about later as well are really, really important to reflect on and to practice, because it just takes time. Before we continue with the next topic, I want to show you two awesome products I got from Ortega Guitars, who are sponsors of today's video. The first one is the music stand. I really needed a new one, and this one, I like how easy to carry it is, and it's perfect for traveling, at the same time light but stable. And the fact that you can protect your scores like this, it's so important for me. The second one is the foot rest. As guitarists, we always need multiple footstools, and I like how stylish this one is. It's a wooden one, so it's really unique. I will link their website down below so you can check these products and many others. If you're nervous about an upcoming performance, that's totally normal. We all have that. Stage fright doesn't go away. It continues living with us, unfortunately, forever. The only thing that professional musicians do different than the ones that don't experience performing that often is that we simply over time become comfortable being uncomfortable. So let's say in 2 weeks you have a big performance of 45 minutes program that you have to play in front of jury. The first thing I can tell you is the amount of practice you gave and dedicated preparing for this performance will determine your confidence and will determine the level of cold feet and nervousness that you will have. So it's really important to prepare as much as you can, to practice a lot, to know that you did everything in your power and that you gave your 100% to the performance. Another preparation tip before the performance I can give you is to perform at least 5 times in front of friends and family, and that way you will build the confidence and feel more comfortable every time with the repertoire. Another great way of seeing the upcoming performance is to think about it as if it's going to be really exciting and to switch those nervous feelings into excitement. Basically try tricking your brain into thinking that it's something positive and that is something that we're actually looking forward to. Also visualize success. Visualize that you already performed and it went great. You can sit and feel the environment of the place you're gonna perform. The best thing is if you know already how the place looks like, or if you tried playing there before, so you can really feel the atmosphere. You can find a photo of the stage on the internet and then just look at it and visualize yourself there playing flawlessly. The other thing that happens a lot is that we often fall prey of comparison, especially as musicians. Let me get this straight. Some kind of comparison or comparison until a certain level can be healthy. We can be motivated by our colleagues and their achievement, by their dedication, by their practice, by their different systems. However, it's really important to keep it healthy. Please believe me when I tell you, everybody's journey is different. You don't have to go through the same paths, through the same competitions, the same performances, concerts, or whatever as somebody else. And you're thinking that that's the only way you can succeed or that's the only way you can build a career. That is 100% false. You have your own timing. If you keep working, if you believe in yourself, if you are open for new opportunities, if you put yourself out there, you show up every day for yourself, your time will come. Your career will come, the concert you wish will come, everything will happen for you. It does not have to be aligned with somebody else. People also have different lifestyles, different preferences, different backgrounds, different personalities, different character. Nothing is 100% true, and especially in music, which is so subjective. Another extremely damaging mindset you should stop having right now is thinking that life is not fair and thinking that when you are, for example, comparing with these people, you're thinking, oh, but it's not fair. They got the expensive guitar. Their parents have a lot of money. They got into this place by connection. They, I don't know, started learning guitar when they were 3 years old and their mom or dad already taught them some things that you learned 7 years later. Who cares? Nobody cares. I'm really sorry to break it to you, but life is not fair. And if you accept that right now, you're going to be so much happier. I promise you. We are all born with different advantages, coming from different countries, different financial status, different nationalities. We speak different languages. So by comparing ourselves with somebody that have more than us, it's a really toxic thing to do to yourself. Why would you do that to yourself? If you stop thinking like that and stop having this victim mentality, you can progress so much faster in life. Just focus on yourself, focus on your work. The next etude you want to conquer, or this technique that you are not that good, so you would like to improve, or ask people for help, go to masterclasses, go to workshops, ask colleagues that have experience in a certain piece to help you with fingering, for example. So basically, try to always feel grateful for what you have. And if you envy somebody else, try to make it a positive envy. Try to make it more like a motivation and something that you are looking up to and something that you know that you can achieve one day as well, and not to look at it as something that is impossible for you because, as I said, you had some disadvantage that that person didn't have. Also, most of the times that's not even true. What do you know? Maybe this person did not have it easy. Maybe they had a lot of obstacles they're not showing. So you just never know what is behind closed doors. And by comparing yourself and by thinking that others have more than you, or just focusing on these people that have more than you, it will not bring you anything good. All right, another really important topic that is not talked about, it's kind of a little uncomfortable. People don't bring it up that often. People are often ashamed or afraid to acknowledge something like that or to talk about it with somebody. It's about our professors. So it's about our mentors. So if you don't know, as a classical musicians, we have our professors that are also our mentors. So these classes are one-on-one. These classes are quite personal. They are not the same as in normal universities when a teacher has 200 people that they teach. So it's one-on-one. It could be really sensitive, and I recommend you choosing really wisely who will be your professor, especially at the university. If you have a choice to choose, of course. It's always the best because not everybody is aligning good to everybody. We also need to have luck of matching the personality with the professor or the way they approach things, the way they work. So all of these details are quite important. So what happens in the case we are not aligning with our professor, we don't feel comfortable, we feel that the relationship is toxic, that they are not supporting us, that they put us down, that they talk bad about us? Well, that's not a comfortable thing at all. And I've been there as well, unfortunately. I've been called many names. I've been told that I should quit music, that I'm a Barbie doll, that I should just give up and get married to somebody rich. So you see, for somebody that would be like, what did they tell me? Haha. I just ignore this person and I continue doing my thing, and I know what I'm worth and my confidence level is there and I'm not affected by their comments. But not everybody is like that. So that's a big, big issue. Not every personality is capable of surviving that in a positive way, or seeing that as a motivation, or seeing that as some kind of challenge. Oh, I'm going to prove my professor wrong now. Not everybody is like that. If you are like that, then amazing for you. I really wish I was like you when I was younger. But I know that many, many people are really sensitive to these things and they don't take it good, and that can really affect their confidence and their career. So you may be asking, okay, Eva, but what do I do if I'm not one of these strong people? If we are getting affected by that, if our confidence gets crushed. So first option would be the best one, and that is to change the professor, to simply switch to somebody else working in the university, or to switch the university if you are capable of that as well. But I know that's a really difficult one, and not everybody gets a chance to do something like that. If you have to stay with this professor that is not affecting you good, the thing I would suggest you is to work a lot on yourself, to practice a lot, to build this self-love, confidence, all these things I was saying. That's why I said them at the beginning, because they are really important. They can determine everything later in your life. If you know who you are, if you know how hard you practice, how hard you work, what sacrifices you do, what achievements you have so far, and so on, then nobody can shake you. If possible, try to communicate that with your professor. Try to say, okay, this kind of talk hurts me. I am not comfortable when you tell me things like this. I would appreciate a different approach if possible. And you never know, maybe this kind of approach does help your relationship get better. But if not, as I said, work so much on yourself that you know exactly who you are. We have to make peace with the fact that some people are just negative. They see things negatively or just in a different way. And what is really important here to know is that they are just projecting bad things onto you. So for example, would you be offended if somebody tells you, I hate your pink hair? No, because you most likely don't have pink hair. So it should be the same with everything else.
Oh, you cannot win this competition. This is not for you. It's so funny how many hours you practice and you don't sound good at all.
All of these phrases I said now should sound to you like you have pink hair, you have pink hair, you have pink hair. They don't mean anything. I've been talking for so long that the sunset is coming to an end, so I have to hurry up. The reason why I was inspired to make this video is because recently I got a message from a girl on Instagram that was saying how she also has problems with toxic colleagues, toxic environment, professor that are constantly putting her down and that are not being fair towards her. And she says how she is actually achieving a lot of successes. She has competitions, she plays really good, but they kind of don't want to acknowledge that, and even are obviously threatened by her success. And what really touched me is that she said how by seeing my content and my videos on Instagram, she got so inspired, and she gained confidence to continue practicing and to even publish her own videos. That was something that really woke me up, and I realized how I can actually help these younger generations as well. And I wish that somebody made a video like this when I was studying and helping me in that way. But I did answer to her by saying that all of this negativity that she's experiencing from her colleagues are coming from their own insecurities. So from their own problems, from their own limiting beliefs. They don't have nothing to do with her. And simply by knowing that, that's such a relief. People that are happy with themselves, with their life, with their success, whatever, they don't put other people down. They just don't. The way you should feel towards somebody speaking to you like that, it's pure pity. And also just a sign that you are doing well. Why are they attacking you? You obviously are doing something that is triggering them. So never reply to this kind of negativity. They're not on your level and they don't deserve your attention. So please just focus on yourself, and your success will be their biggest punishment, unfortunately, because this is how they choose to live. Now I'm just trying to find a place that has a decent lighting because the sunset is completely finished. It's almost nighttime here. I think that will be all for today's video. I also thought of a story I could share. I think it will fit good into this video, but let's leave it for the next one. If you guys like these kind of videos, I can continue making more of them. Just let me know in the comments. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was maybe interesting if you're not in the world of classical musicians. But some of these Actually, many of these tips are applying for us in life. So the conclusion we can have for this video is to not only work on our musical skills, on our technique, but also on our personality, and building a strong character that can survive in this world is really important, because our career is not easy. All right, that will be all for these Sunday talks. It was a little different from the other videos I did. I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways. I appreciate you all, and see you tomorrow for the new video. Subscribe and ciao.